Hello, everyone. I want to do an updated reading for the Sandra Birchmore case. I went back to look at my first reading and it got cut short. I said I'll be right back because I had to do something for Gavin and then the video ended. So I guess I had forgotten to go back in and finish that reading. I know it has come up in subsequent readings regarding John and Karen Reed and John O'Keefe. But I want to kind of dive back into the Sandra Birchmore part based off of the new developments. Matthew Farwell, a former police officer, has been indicted for her murder. Forensic pathologist Michael Baden, hired by Birchmore's family, concluded that Birchmore had been strangled, contradicting the Massachusetts medical examiner's original ruling of suicide, which is what we did get in that first reading. This new evidence, alongside allegations of Farwell's relationship with Birchmore and his role in staging her death, has led to intensified scrutiny of the case. Birchmore, who was pregnant at the time of her death, had a complicated relationship with Farwell, and surveillance footage captured him as the last person to visit her apartment. Friends of Birchmore have been vocal, stating she had been excited about her pregnancy and had no reason to end her life. Protests and public outcry have continued to push for a deeper investigation into the circumstances surrounding her death. Multiple officers involved in the case have faced serious allegations, including encouraging inappropriate behavior and concealing the truth about their relationships with Birchmore. So let's look back into this, starting with that. As always, this is an energy reading. It's all alleged, my opinion, not fact. Okay, so what underlying truths are yet to be revealed in this case? We have a whole bunch coming out here. We have the Hermit, the Two of Cups, the Knight of Swords reversed, and the Eight of Wands. Change is coming, something in the air, action, the time is now. Where will you be when the big event happens? But it's in reverse. Knight of Swords in reverse. I think the underlying truths are who else is connected to this and the ways in which they helped to put forth a certain message or cover up the truth here. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Look upon my works, but it's in reverse. Look upon my works, but it's in reverse. I think that the focus of what is yet to be revealed is going to be how this was covered up, who turned a blind eye to what. I know that there's other officers getting in trouble, but it feels like there's going to be more proof or evidence of exactly what their roles were in this. Yeah, the Fool and Two of Cups. Maybe even how they were misled, or maybe what they may claim was used against them in some way if they go that route. Page of Wands in reverse. New ideas, new energy, limitless potential, free spirit. Free spirit in reverse under Knight of Swords in reverse. I think that people are going to start to really turn on one another in a big way, which we also got in the John O'Keefe reading, but that was more geared towards that case. But I see similar happening here where it feels like hidden deals behind the scenes. I'll tell you this, if I can kind of get this not talked about in terms of my role or not get charged for it. Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady wins the race, it says at the bottom of this card. I feel like people are going to hold out for a little bit and then kind of really start to give information that would make other people look worse in order to separate themselves from the situation. Let's use the Whispers deck here. So what underlying truths are yet to be revealed from people who are going to eventually start to turn on one another? Thief. Thief makes me think like stealing her innocence. This makes me think more proof or evidence coming forward from people who need to turn on others in order to stay okay, specifically about when this relationship started, how this relationship started, or like the we already know that the power dynamic was very unfair and uneven here, but it's almost like painting the picture of exactly how that started to unfold. Yeah, marriage, wedding ceremony. How I feel like it's going to be a lot more focus on him kind of pressuring her into this relationship, as opposed to it being where he may claim it's like more of a back and forth thing. I think those who start to turn on one another are going to paint the picture of we have terrorism coming out here, so some kind of like forcefulness on his part, which we could kind of expect, but I feel like that's what's going to be more revealed. Riot here. I'm wondering if there's some element of like her feeling like she had to go along with this because or else blank. I feel like that may be something that comes up here. We have family in reverse. I feel like there's going to be something coming forward about how the officer that's charged lied to or manipulated those who could have otherwise seen an issue. Like they don't see this as an issue because this narrative is painted from him. Yeah, manipulating, gaslighting, and control being exposed about how the connection began. Drugs, poison, in reverse under terrorism. More info about how others knew and covered for the fact that she did not do this to herself. Pattern repetition. Maybe connecting the dots on this has happened before. He maybe didn't get in trouble with it, maybe got away with it, but this is something that we have proof of or know about. I think that there's going to be some kind of look, this makes sense because look what he's done and gotten away with before. And I think that's all going to come from people starting to turn on one another here. I think they're going to try and hold out for a little bit, or they did already try to hold out for a little bit. But it feels like they're eventually going to start to twist and turn on one another. I don't remember if I said everything here is all alleged, my opinion, not facts. No facts here. Okay. What energies surround Matthew Farwell and his involvement in Sandra Birchmore's death? Page of Wands. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So literally someone who should be able to be trusted or is in a position of trust that misuses or abuses that trust. We have the Page of Wands here. New ideas, new energy, limitless potential, free spirit. It's almost like a you need me for this, or I can help you with this, or you have no other choice but this. And because of the position I'm in, I think I can get away with this. The Moon in reverse, I think that's going to be revealed. What energies surround him and his involvement. I think what we're going to see in court is what has happened behind the scenes. Symbol of fear, anxiety, and dreams. The moon lights your path to a higher understanding, but the light is weak, a pale reflection of the sun. Dark things come to the surface under the light of the moon, like a crustacean emerging from the bottom of a pond. But it came out in reverse. It's almost like we're just going to hear proof of what we already know. It's like it is exactly what it looks like right now. It is what it looked like initially, right? So it is something that doesn't look like it's a clear cut. There's something fishy here. There's no way this girl did this to herself. Now we're recognizing, okay, yeah, it was him. He was involved here. I think we're going to come to find that it's exactly what it looks like and that they have the proof to back it up. Seven of Swords in reverse, yeah. Featuring deception, betrayal, and pretense. It's in reverse. I think that we're going to come to discover that this was a very well thought out plan that just wasn't executed very well. It's almost like from his mind, allegedly, he may have thought something like, okay, I had this all planned out and this piece made it go the wrong way. Feels like there was something in there that didn't make it as easy as he imagined it being. Two of Pentacles in reverse. Yes, something was thrown off balance here. Ace of Pentacles. Manifesting your material goals. She was excited about the baby. Ace of Pentacles. Is it possible that he had offered her money to have an abortion? And that's what didn't go right. He thought he'd offer her something, she'd go with it, and then he could kind of separate from the situation. Witness, yeah. Because once she had the baby, those who were around the situation would see what was going on, and he was too scared of one of them coming forward with the truth. He had to control it before that could happen because too many people knew about him sleeping with her. Paper trail. There would have been too much leading to him. Once the baby was here, there'd be too much leading to him and too much room for people to start to catch him being the father. Yeah, danger. It would put him in too much danger. So he offers her something to get rid of the baby. She doesn't want to do it. She's excited about it. Maybe she said she'd be silent about it or not, you know, connect him to it. I don't know, but it feels like he wasn't willing to accept anything other than her not having this baby, and she wasn't willing to do that. Yeah, family. She wasn't willing to do that. Trapped in reverse on the bottom of the deck. He didn't want to be trapped. He would be trapped in the web of his own creation if she were to have the baby. He couldn't let her have the baby. Under the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, the Lovers in reverse. Look at that. Someone that should be able to be trusted, that's not trustworthy. Lovers in reverse. Love is grand, but it always leads to trouble, is what it says on the card. And look, it's a volcano blowing up in the background. Him getting found out for the role he played was going to get him into a situation where he was trapped. He couldn't let her have this baby. Oh, new ideas, new energy, limitless potential, free spirit is what this card says. You can go on, you can live your life. You don't have to worry about the baby. You don't have to worry about me. You just can't have this baby. And she said, I'm having this baby. Yeah, look, page and page. Page of Swords in reverse. And it's a school teacher in the background. Featuring curiosity, new ideas, and positive change in reverse. She wanted to know what it would feel like to be a mother. She did not want to know what it would feel like to not have this baby after she's already pregnant. And she was going to figure it out. And he could not let that happen. Page upright over page in reverse. We are not on the same page about this, and I can't let you go forward with this. What was Sandra Birchmore's emotional state leading up to her passing? What was her emotional state leading up to her passing? Seven of Wands. I'm trying to defend myself. Trapped, but who is the monster? Trapped, but who is the monster? I'm trapped in my apartment with this person that I thought I knew. Not that I thought they were necessarily a great person, but now they're in my apartment being this actual monster. Who is this that I'm trapped with? Queen of Pentacles, or no, Seven of Pentacles. Look upon my works is what it says. Look upon my works. My works, my pregnancy, what I'm creating inside me. I'm trying to defend myself against this monster. Seven of Pentacles. I'm willing to put in the work here. I'm willing to put in the effort to figure out how to do this on my own if you don't want to be around. But why are you being a monster? Ace of Cups in reverse. I'm in fear. There's a lack of love here. There's a lack of safety here. And see how it's the skull with the head cut off, dumped upside down here. We have the Eight of Cups in reverse. I want to get away. You're scaring me. You're turning into a monster because of what I'm creating. I'm willing to put in the work to do it myself, but you're scaring me here. Two of Wands in reverse, and it says, are you prepared for your journey? But it's in reverse, and it's under this 7. So it's like, I'm trapped with this monster that's telling me I can't do this. Like, literally, you're not allowed to do this type energy. And we have the Emperor. The Emperor versus the woman who, look upon my works. Look what I'm creating. I'm going up against ultimate authority rests with him. Ultimate authority rests with him. And see all these mountains here? They're like very tiny mountains. It almost makes me think he was saying to her, you're making a mountain out of a molehill. It's not that serious. Just have the abortion, go on with your life. You'll survive. And she's like, no, no. And then she's in a state of fear and she can't walk away. I need to get out of here. Who is this monster? I can't walk away. The devil in reverse. The Emperor's real true colors being exposed. They can no longer be hidden because I'm in this state of fear. Yeah, it says sex, obsession, addiction, enslavement, all the things that make life worth living. And it's like the manipulation element of a puppet on a string, but it's in reverse. He wanted to control her with fear, make her a puppet on a string and do what he wanted. And she said, not doing that. Three of Wands. Yeah. So looking forward, you have left your castle and are now on your journey on a vast open sea, a place of doubt and insecurity, but progress is being made. Okay. And we have that under the 8 of Wands in reverse. So in order to get my control back here, get you back manipulated, I can't let you have this baby. I can't manipulate the dynamic. I can't manipulate the narrative if you have this baby. It's too much close for comfort energy when it comes to me getting found out. So you made your choice. I came here to talk to you. You made your choice. And now I can't let you get away. I can't let you leave this room because you're going to have this baby, or you're going to tell about me coming in, trying to overpower you with fear, turning into this monster. Allegedly, my opinion. What role did external forces, for example, authorities or other officers, play in the shaping of the outcome of this case? What role did external forces, for example, authorities or other officers, play in shaping the outcome of this case? We have 2 of Swords. Look at that. Someone sitting there blindfolded. I didn't see that. I don't know about that evidence. That looks fishy, but I'm going to ignore it. Featuring indecision, dilemma, and potential risk. So because of the potential risk, I already pretended not to see that. I got to pretend to keep not seeing it now. Turning a blind eye to something. Turning a blind eye to what? Turning a blind eye to justice. She comes for us all, is what it says on the bottom of this card. She comes for us all. And look, it's a woman with a sword at her back. She carries a sword and scales, but she doesn't want to kill you. Just give you what you deserve. It's almost like Sandra saying, everybody wanted to pretend not to see all the truth. That's fine. I'll expose it. I'll get it to the right person so that charges come forward, and then everything that you wanted to keep in the dark, it's all going to come to light. 3 of Wands in reverse. This is the one that said, like, now you've chosen your journey into the vast sea. This is like when the monster comes out of the sea energy. Sandra saying, okay, you thought you hid it. You thought it was going to get in the dark. That's fine. Walk forward on that path just long enough that all of you are going to go down now because you all chose to cover for it. What role did external forces play in shaping the outcome of the case? They turned a blind eye to anything that would lead to justice and pretended not to see what was clearly in front of their face when it came to this girl did not do this to herself. Look at that. 4 of Pentacles. He has a bunch of females in little glass jars, okay? So this is representing, it says, the collector. All the glass jars, they're women here, but the mastermind, and he's injecting something into the jars. Those who chose to throw stones from glass houses and say, oh no, it's her, she did it to herself, nothing to do with us. Now they're trapped in these glass houses or these glass jars of their own making. They're going to be exposed for that. Two of Swords. Oh, confession, making a deal. I told you there's going to be people coming forward now, turning on one another. Okay, let me tell you what I knew to get out of this. I turned a blind eye to it before, but now I need to make a deal. So let me tell you what I knew. Let me tell you what I pretended to not know or pretended not to see. Justice and collapse. Their plan to turn a blind eye to justice is going to collapse. It's all starting to collapse right now because people are going in there making deals, turning on one another to try to clear themselves out of the mess that they chose to get themselves into. Three of Wands in reverse and trash. You didn't see this coming, did you? You thought all this was thrown out. You thought all this was taken away with the weekly trash. It's not. It's coming back. It's getting resurrected. And under the Four of Pentacles, which represents the collection here, the people in glass jars, grandparent, elder in reverse. It doesn't matter how long we've been connected or what our connection is. I'm turning on you now. As in them to one another. It doesn't matter how long that connection has been. Snip, snip. If it's me versus you, I'm going to save myself. Okay. Next question. Did I do that one? What role did external? Yeah. What can Sandra's spirit reveal about the circumstances of her passing? What can Sandra's spirit reveal about the circumstances of her passing? I just wanted to like close my eyes really hard there. Knight of Cups in reverse. Look how it's like a person on one side, a skull on another. Oh, I said I just wanted to close my eyes. See how one eye's closed and one eye's like covered? What can Sandra's spirit reveal about the circumstances of her passing? I want to say that she truly didn't see that this man was capable of this. I want to say something along the lines of like, looking back with my perspective now, I see how there was red flags ignored majorly, where almost like I knew I needed. I didn't know that I was in danger, but I knew that there was something up, but I didn't know who to turn to, because who would I turn to if it's a cop that like I'm feeling this way about? Yeah, the Lovers in reverse. I think what would her spirit reveal? I think that there was some fear of what his retaliation was or treatment of her was going to be, because I think things fizzled out, and then there was the offer to get something in order to get rid of the baby. And it's almost like that was the final nail in the coffin. It's like, okay, I backed up from you thinking that maybe that would trigger you to like not want to have the baby. Now I'm telling you, I'll give you something to not have the baby, and you're not going for it. And I think that started to put her in some fear. Yeah, Two of Cups in reverse, the separation. I think that she started to not realize that he could take it as far as he did, but I think she started to be like, I should really reach out to someone, but I don't know who to reach out to, because look at what I'm up against. I'm just this young girl, and he's who he is. And I think that has a lot to do with her knowing that people knew about this and not doing anything about it. I think that there's a lot of people very culpable in that way. The Five of Cups in reverse. Yeah, it's like I just want to process this and heal, and I'm fearing he's not going to let me. I'm fearing that it's going to be this toxic cycle. I don't know how far he's going to take it, but I'm fearing it feels like the fear has a lot to do with him wanting her to get rid of the baby and her not being willing to do that. Yeah, the Sun in reverse. I want you to quite literally get rid of the child. Yeah, and that's under the Knight of Cups in reverse. So taking back an offer. I offer you my, man juice, and that now I want it back because it's turned into a baby. The sun in reverse. We need to turn off the lights in that. Nothing burns hotter, but it's in reverse. Like, I'm giving you the coldest version of myself to take back my energy, hoping that you will not have this baby. A symbol of fun, vitality, positivity, success. Life is difficult, but not everything is sadness. The sun is a powerful force that compels us forward through time. But I don't want you to have that baby. I want to turn off this light on you. I don't feel like I feel like she would have a real hard time with doing that. I don't know if it's against her beliefs. I don't know if it's just, maybe there was some kind of fear of that procedure. Whatever it was, I just feel like she had this fundamental, you're not changing my mind about this. 7 of Cups under the Lovers in reverse. Yeah, I said it's like he backed up. That was option 1. And then I come forward with this offer thinking that you'll be like, okay, you know what? You don't want anything to do with me anyway. Let me not have this baby. It feels like he tried multiple ways to get her to do what he wanted, and she was not doing it. Under the 2 of Cups in reverse, the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Everything that I've been trying to do to separate myself from this situation, as in him to her, has not worked. I can't back away from you. I'm scared I'm going to get found out here. And then the 5 of Cups in reverse, King of Wands. I can't let you do this. The ultimate masculine energy is what it says. I take abuse of authority to the next level here because I cannot let you continue forward with this. Accomplice partner. Yes. Yeah. I just said in my head, is there someone else? I forget what word I used. Very culpable in this. Maybe not committed the actual act, but is someone else deserving to be in prison right next to him? And the yes came out. Corrupted media source. Those who lied for him. Those who knew what was up and lied for him. They delayed the truth coming out here. And they didn't think that it was going to. I feel like this is a message from Sandra here saying, it delayed just long enough to be very obvious that those who knew something weren't planning on coming forward. And if they come forward now, it's only because they got caught. And only because they're trying to save their own butts, not because they're trying to do the right thing by any means, because look how much time has passed. It kind of feels like that's the message here. Routine, habit, typical in reverse. Supplier in reverse, because typically they'd be able to cover this. But because John and Karen, that case got so big, John O'Keefe and Karen Reed, because that case got so big, it shone a light right back on this. And things were able to kind of come out here. Royalty, what is due to them. That karma that is due to them. Royalty, because everyone was watching the Karen Reed case, and it shone just enough light on this to give back what had been hidden, or bring back into the spotlight what had been hidden. And with psychic abilities, intuition in reverse, I really don't think they saw this coming. I really think that they thought we're in the clear here. What is the best course of action for those seeking justice for Sandra? What is the best course of action for those seeking justice for Sandra? Knight of Cups, or King of Cups in reverse. Yeah, the emotional manipulation. Welcome to the world of the emotionally balanced man, but it's in reverse. I'm kind of getting the message here of like justice is already in play. What is the best course of action for those seeking justice is to let justice play out, because the trash is going to take itself out this time here with this King of Cups in reverse. It's like all the emotional manipulation, all the lies, all the deceit is going to be exposed. And in the appropriate timing, again, because enough time has passed that it's obvious that these people that are coming forward with this information now are only doing it to save themselves. Four of Swords in reverse, things being resurrected, things coming back up. It's like once that first domino starts to fall over, they're all going to fall over on their own. The Hermit, until they lead back to that one person here. Until they lead back to that one person. The Hermit stands alone on top of a mountain, which symbolizes his spiritual mastery, growth, and accomplishment. He has chosen this path of self discovery and, as a result, has reached a heightened state of awareness of himself and the world he lives in. I almost feel like what this is saying is all the people that were protecting him were guarding this mountain, right? They were guarding this mountain so he could stand at the top and kind of get free and clear of this. But as one by one has to save themselves, this path up the mountain becomes clear. And now that what is his name? Matthew, now that Matthew will be unguarded on the top of this mountain, it's like he's put in this high perspective. So everybody gets to see exactly what was being hidden here. So I think that as his protection falls, Queen of Wands in reverse, as his protection falls, it's going to paint this very bad social image about him. Not that there's not already, but I think that what we're going to find out is going to be even worse. Courage, confidence, independence, and determination. But it came out in reverse. There's this feeling of like, the dirtiness behind what happened here being exposed very publicly for all to see. Yeah, the moon, what was hidden being revealed here. And the moon is under that King of Cups in reverse. So exactly what it is that he wanted so desperately to hide is coming out as justice comes out. And I want to say, like, what's the best course of action for those seeking justice for Sandra? That the dominoes are already knocked over. I would say just to not do anything that would jeopardize the court or anything, like not, I don't know, like not going into court and throwing chairs, like nothing over the top that would stop justice. I feel like if nothing happens in that way, it feels like justice is unfolding here. And it feels like justice is unfolding after he's been placed on this mountaintop for everyone to observe and get their opinions and wait to see what's going to happen. I think that the social element of this is something that's very damaging for his ego. Yeah, the Five of Cups in reverse, under the Four of Swords in reverse. Almost like this message from Sandra of like, okay, now I can really start to release. Like, as the dominoes start falling, it frees her to process whatever else needs to be processed. Not that she hasn't already, because time is only here, but like there's this feeling of like, I think it has a lot to do with her family. Like, okay, my family's getting answers. I can start to like take a breath type energy coming from her. Yeah, the world. Now that the end is near. The end is near. Now that the end is near, now that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, now that everyone can see clearly and have proof of what happened, my family can start to heal. I feel like that's really what she, as much as I'm sure she wants that justice and all of that, I feel like the freedom for her family to know the truth is really what was paramount for her here. Which probably seems obvious, but I just felt like I needed to say that. Under the Queen of Wands in reverse, we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. Yeah, the featuring nightmares, debilitating fear, and crippling anxiety, but it's in reverse. As his public image gets worse because of the truth coming out, it starts to help her family heal. It starts to help her family be able to sleep again. It helps to have her family get answers. If she could say one thing with two cards to her family, what would it be? The Fool. Take the next step. Take that leap forward. You're on the right path. Ace of Wands. Go forward passionately. You're on the right path. A spiritual gift. Ideas flow towards your soul. I feel like she's kind of been showing up a lot with her family, very present, almost like to like signs, synchronicity, spiritual clues. Like she's trying to let them know very intensely that yes, go forward, you're on the right path here, keep going forward. It may feel scary to take a dive off that cliff and go up against, someone like him, but follow your passion, high potential for growth, beware of pitfalls. And I tend to believe that that pitfall, the only pitfall could be someone getting too revved up or too emotional and causing something that would delay a court process. I don't see that happening, but I'm saying that I feel like that would be the only pitfall to happen here. Five of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, as long as that doesn't happen, you're not getting locked out in the cold. Things will continue forward. Destitute, alone, and terrified of the future in reverse. It's almost like this is helping to bring a new hope to the community. Like, when things are really done wrong, sometimes they're made right. Sometimes the truth ends up coming out. There's hope for that happening. Almost like we needed that reignition of hope that sometimes when it really is injustice and corruption, it's not hopeless. You can keep fighting to get some kind of truth. What impact will the new findings, aka Dr. Baden's, I said that Baden's report and etc., have on the progression of the case? What impact will the new findings have on the case? The new findings when it comes to her being airway restricted. Knight of Wands in reverse, him trying to delay something here. Eight of Swords in reverse, featuring isolation, abandonment, and restriction. So him jumping into action quickly to delay people finding out about a situation that would trap him. What impact will the new findings have on the progression of the case? I want to say that it feels like they already had things against him, but they needed this piece to make all the other pieces fit. Almost like they had all of the puzzle pieces and they knew where they went, but they needed a table to put them on. And it feels like the new findings are that table. The Moon and the Hermit. Yeah, what is still being hidden about? Oh. Got like heartburn. The new piece of the puzzle that they have is the piece that's going to make everyone realize it's time to start turning on one another to protect your own butt. Follow the money in reverse. Yeah. What the connections that were previously hidden, what you previously couldn't trace back to him because you needed that testimony or whatever from someone who knew something that was hiding it. Yeah, communication. Who knew about this? Delays in reverse. It's no longer being delayed. It's no longer being delayed. And angels and ancestors, because Sandra said it's time. It's time to get the right information to the right people. So what impact will the new findings have? I feel like the new findings are going to be, or already are, the element that's making people start to talk where they previously had nothing to say because now there's proof. Okay, now are you going to continue to cover for him and potentially be found out when you know that you're covering for someone who now potentially unalived someone and there's enough evidence to charge them of that? It's almost like, are you going to continue trying to pretend like you don't know anything, or are you just going to come forward with what you do know? High Priestess in reverse, secrets being revealed. Yeah. And it's almost like, yeah, I guess that's how I need to explain it. It's like they had all the puzzle pieces. You know, when people like bend over and this is weird. You know, when people bend over and make themselves into a table, it's almost like they had all the puzzle pieces, but they needed everyone to bend down and be that table that they put the puzzle pieces together on. And I know that a lot of that may be like circumstantial evidence or hearsay, but I do think that there's certain pieces of solid evidence that people have that they were covering. Ace of Cups in reverse, specifically about why Sandra was so afraid here to talk to anybody. I have Two of Cups in reverse as well. Why? And there she is. Look upon my works. That's Sandra. See all the hands? I feel like there's going to be certain evidence of almost like this ganging up on fear tactic, um, and people within that would have some kind of proof, evidence, something solid. I feel like the new findings are going to be what makes those inner circle people really start to turn on one another. And I think that's when we're going to get some kind of new information that we don't know yet. Because I do think there is some stuff, but I think it's kind of hard to come by until those people feel like they have to turn on one another. Allegedly, my opinion. No facts. Okay. We're going to do two more. What is the likelihood of full justice being served for Sandra Birchmore? What is the likelihood of full justice being served for Sandra Birchmore? Page of Wands in reverse. There's something yet to be known. There's something yet to be uncovered. There's something still able to be hidden. Yeah, the Tower in reverse. They were young, healthy, wealthy, beautiful, free, and in love, but in reverse. And until tonight in reverse. There's something still to be discovered until tonight, but tonight never comes. It feels like I worded that as full justice. I don't feel like full justice. I feel like somebody else is still being able to skate away from repercussions of their choices or lack of action here. It feels like someone who will cover for him still in some way in order to cover their own butt and decisions that they've already made. Yeah. 10 of Swords, painful ending. An alarming tale of doom. Full justice, no. I tend to believe that he is going to receive justice, but I do think that there's certain people involved in this that either should be getting bigger sentences than they're going to end up getting, or should be getting sentences and they're not getting any. I do feel like he's going to get something significant, probably not what he deserves. My opinion, probably not what he deserves, but I do think that there's going to be some kind of guilt found here. But I don't really think that those that should go down with him, I'm not getting, at least not all of them going down. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, that's some kind of codependency. I'm almost wondering if he's going to, after being found guilty or taking some kind of deal, I don't know, I'm almost wondering if he may be like, okay, well, yeah, but this person did that. Like maybe try to bring someone else down with him, or maybe there is one other person that gets some bit of justice here, but it doesn't feel like full justice. It feels like there's still something lacking, or still something at least where the family or the public is like, oh, well, that didn't reach the level it should have in terms of sentence or justice. Page of Pentacles in reverse, so a lack of something manifesting. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, it doesn't feel like everyone, see how they're all like, this person's in a mask, this person's in a suit, this person's like angry, that person looks like they're dressed up for Halloween, they're a skeleton, this person kind of looks like they're trapped and being sacrificed, there's a dog here. It feels like there's a lot of people that deserve to have more than just a slap on the wrist, but it feels like a majority of them are getting a slap on the wrist while they go full force for the one individual. It does feel like there's somebody else that's going to get some kind of consequence, but definitely not as big as what they actually accumulated in terms of their choices. 2 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, things not being all the way balanced here. Are you prepared for your journey, but in reverse? It feels like there's still someone who's able to skate away from responsibility here. And I almost want to say it's going to kind of feel obvious, like, excuse me, as the trial goes. And my voice kind of got crackly. So I'm wondering if it's in their testimony. Maybe they took a deal to tell their part in it to get him to go down, and as we're watching, we're like, oh, well, that deal's kind of crappy because now you're getting away with knowing that and not doing anything. It feels like something like that, like Like, as we're watching the testimony, we would think something along the lines of, well, they should be in jail too. And then we find out about some kind of deal. It feels like that. And the last question for now, I'm just going to kind of see what Sandra would like to say. I'm going to do a row of 4 with this and a row of 4 with the Whispers deck. I have the Chariot in reverse here. Nothing can stop the chariot. The warrior drives at night under a crescent moon, no hands on the wheel. He steers by force of will. The moon in reverse. I feel like she wants to highlight what we don't know yet that we're going to find out or come to see. What we don't know yet that we're going to find out or come to see. King of Cups in reverse, more about his manipulation and the tactics he used, more about how he stopped the flow from coming to him when it comes to investigation. 5 of Swords, brutal tale of victory. I feel like I'm picking up on the energy of someone playing really dirty here. And I don't know if it's him once he realizes that he's going to have a hard time getting out of this, that he starts to maybe self-destruct or turn on people and it doesn't work out. Or I don't know if it's other people trying to turn on him and causing more drama. It's like someone trying to save themselves starts to take the whole ship down. 8 of Pentacles in reverse. The Apprentice, but in reverse. So now all the heads in jars, and he's trying to cut off this person's head to add to that empty jar. It's almost like someone who maybe has a little bit more pull or how do I explain this? Lower people, higher people, okay? It's almost like to save themselves, someone down here tries to make a deal, but making that deal makes one of these higher up people not look so great. So this person tries to stop this person's deal, but there's some like weirdness about how this information then comes out because they need to use the information, but they can't make this person up here look bad. It feels like there's some bit of that. Like someone saying, I'm not going to be the next head in that jar. You're going to have to find somebody else. I'm not taking the fall for this. Ace of Cups in reverse, because I'm fearing what will happen if that part of the story comes out. Under the King of Cups in reverse, social media in reverse. Somebody doesn't want their name to be dragged through the mud publicly because of what they did to help him manipulate the situation. 5 of Swords, regret. Clarify regret. Red flag in reverse. I regret ignoring the red flags. Now, I don't know if that's how that person really feels, like, I really regret ignoring the red flags, or I don't know if that's just, "Oh, I ignored red flags, I shouldn't have ignored them, my bad, but I'm saying that now to save my butt." I don't know if it's genuine or not, but it feels like someone's coming forward with information of, "Okay, I knew this, and I ignored this, and I shouldn't have done that." It feels like there's someone coming forward with that kind of story here. 8 of Pentacles in reverse, health issues in reverse. Someone knew that Sandra didn't do this to herself. Or someone saw the sign. I mean, I think that someone knew, but I think that there's another person that saw signs and didn't have confirmation and still didn't come forward about it. And I think that that person is going to come up at some point in the trial. Ace of Cups in reverse, 5D portal in reverse, ushering in this lower vibrational energy of fear. I think that there was fear tactics used on Sandra, obviously, fear tactics used to get people to turn a blind eye, fear tactics used to get people to continue to not talk about what they knew, even as heat started to go on to specifically the John O'Keefe case. I'm hearing I want to say one more thing, then I'm done. want to say one more thing, then I'm done. 2 rows of 4. All down. 2 rows of 4, all down. 2 rows of 4, all down. So she said all down, so I'm not going to use that one, but I am going to put it there. So above ground level. Oh, telling us something that's still hidden. Telling us something that's still hidden. About the legal proceedings. Telling us something that's still hidden about the legal proceedings. Okay. Law enforcement. Telling us something that's still hidden about the legal proceedings. Law enforcement. Okay. Deep state. Please remember that this is all alleged, my opinion, not facts. Something still hidden about the legal proceedings. Something not being spoken about in the legal proceedings. Deep state. Premeditated. Frozen, preserved. Oh boy. Digging up something that's still hidden underground that's not going to come out in legal proceedings about law enforcement and those behind the scenes that premeditated a plan to not let this come out. Thief. Vacation beach abroad. Remember how I said the lower people and the higher people? What I'm getting from this, and I'm going to confirm with the last 2 cards, someone higher than him had given him some kind of instruction. You need to get rid of this problem. They might not have said you need to do what he did, but they told him, you can't let her have this baby. You need to get rid of this problem. You can't let this happen. You need to either get her out of here or get the baby out of her, or not let her have the baby. And that's why that person in a higher position, allegedly, my opinion, no facts, has to continue to make sure that these lower deals don't implicate them, because they gave this man some kind of green light to go do something to make this girl not have this baby, because it was going to make those who knew something look real, real bad. Accomplice partner in reverse. I can't be implicated in this as your partner. People can't know I gave you some kind of direction here. Male. Oh no. Please remember that all of this is alleged, my opinion, not facts. We're going to end this one here. I'll pop back into this case as things move forward. As always, please remember that this is an energy reading. It's all alleged, my opinion, not fact. Imprisonment. If the appeals don't go through, he may try and use that person to try and make a deal of some sort behind the scenes. But he can't do that until there's a guilty verdict and he doesn't have any appeals left. because otherwise it's admitting guilt. Parental figure who led him in that direction. Not led him in that direction, I tend to believe he was probably gonna escalate either way because he was very fearful, um, but who gave him that what he viewed as a green light to do what needed to happen. Last card. Church, someone in the same group as him. Another Alright, please remember that this is all alleged, my opinion, not fact. Yeah, that's all for now. Talk to you soon.